So I mentioned the other day that it would be interesting to do a quick demo of Nextcloud as it stands at the moment. So here we are. So on my screen here, I have the Nextcloud dashboard. Um, we actually have logging into Nextcloud being handled by Simple SAML PHP. I can actually demonstrate that to you if I just open a private browsing window. So I've got no session. You can see I've got my Code Enigma login, and that takes me straight through to Nextcloud. So yeah, you've got LDAP integration, single sign-on, all the usual stuff integrating with Microsoft ADFS, and all that's completely possible. We've got this little dashboard view, and across the top we've got these icons here. So we've got Talk. Talk is really quite nice. It's kind of organized a little bit like Slack insofar as that uh, you have the chat, which works like this. You can see all the people in the chat, but we also have a start call button up here, which is a bit like starting the huddle. I can't use my camera right now, obviously, because I'm using it to show you Nextcloud. But if I start a call, then I get this popping up like this. And I'm waiting for other people to join the call because it's a group call. I can also go and start a call with an individual person. So if I leave that and I say click on Dan, for example, I can just talk to Dan. And then once I'm in the conversation with Dan, I can just click on start call, and that will ping Dan if he's got Nextcloud open. And when he joins me, we'll be able to have a video call. We've been using this for team meetings. It works very well. The only thing it lacks at the moment is noise cancellation, but apparently that is coming very, very soon if it's not already released. So we will be able to have that shortly. Onto files. So this gives you kind of classic filey sort of look. I've got all sorts of things I can do in terms of sharing. Historically, we've used this for file dropping. So it's a good way to securely share with people, because if I click on the sharing options tab, I get this pull out here. I can share it internally. I can pick an individual person who has an account on this Nextcloud server, which is synced with OpenLDAP, but could also be synced with Active Directory. I can create a public link if I want to this document. So if I create a public link, I can set up an expiry date and a password for that public link. And then I can just copy it to my clipboard and share it with somebody. And we have Collabora installed on this particular Nextcloud instance, which gives us this kind of quite Microsoft Word-like interface for editing documents. This is also collaborative editing, so if somebody else joins them, I'll see their cursor and I'll see what they're doing. And obviously you can create templates with your branding and so on and so forth, all the stuff you'd expect to be able to do. Collabora is not the only front end for files, but it's one of the more popular ones. It's pretty feature rich, as you can see, and it also handles different file formats as standard. So that's a docx, but I can create different documents. I can set defaults for different things. I can create diagrams, spreadsheets, etc., etc. So I just to show you the spreadsheet interface. So I've got all of the stuff you'd kind of expect in there as well. Just get rid of that file, delete file. What else? I've got an activity feed, which just shows what I've been up to. Indeed, recently it shows I created this spreadsheet, edited the document. Yesterday I had a group call with the team, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I've got obviously a calendar. At the moment, I'm not actually using this, but I've synced in my personal calendars and my work calendars so that I can see what I'm doing. And finally, we also have a forms feature here where you can obviously create forms. The only one I bothered to create so far is our weekly happiness check form, which is just that kind of check in with people to make sure that they're okay. It's an anonymous form. You can optionally leave your name, but you don't have to. And we can just basically ask people how they're doing, and if we see that we have any particular issues with morale, then we can actually sort of circle back and so on. But that's not the point. I can create new forms. I can give it a title. I can add questions. So if I go back to the happiness check and click on edit, I've got various different question types I can add, and so on and so forth. So yeah, you can see that that is a pretty comprehensive form builder for internal use as well. So there you go, whistle stop tour of Nextcloud. Remembering that this is free and open source. There are plenty of providers out there already, ourselves included. I guess my closing point would be, I don't really understand why we're not seeing this more. There's a whole bunch of organizations using Nextcloud in Europe, particularly in France and in Germany. I think it's a German managed project at the moment, but it's a very well developed project. We can see here we've got Amnesty International, we've got the French government, we've got the city, the University of Berlin. It's got big people that are using it. The city of Bern. This is like a serious system with serious customers. So I don't really understand why it's not getting more traction than it has. It certainly should have, especially since we're talking about digital sovereignty in the context of owning your own data. This can be completely self-hosted, and it can do absolutely everything your normal online office suite can do. So yeah, if you're UK government, then I'm sure if you have a look on G-Cloud, you'll find people that can show you this. So I'd encourage you to consider next time you're procuring a system like this, what the options are out there, because it's not just Microsoft. And this is really, really viable these days. It's being used all around the world. So yeah, there you go. Nextcloud. Hope that was useful.